Today we're going to be taking a look at some weapons that were apparently cut from Doom. At least that's what the mod pack is called. Now Doom has a lot of very interesting weapons, but apparently these didn't make the cut. We have things like the chain gun, or maybe the overpowered plasma rifle. And then of course we even have some like far left field weapons like the Dark Claw. Don't even know how this would fit into the game. But apparently this is from Doom Bible Concept? I don't even know what that is. Anyway, we're gonna start with the chain gun. This is the Doom Cut Weapons Pack. Alright, so like I said, these are very overpowered. Now, obviously I could shoot this all day, but what does it look like in action? So here we have Odessa, we're gonna go ahead and shoot. And, I mean, I'm gonna feather this. Are you ready? That's all it takes. Now, there is no right click, but, I mean, as we can see, we don't really need a right click. We could pretty much just mow down anything instantly. So I'm going to go ahead and summon the Incredible Hulk here just to compare the damage. I'm going to go ahead and let him just sit still for a second. So he's got about 25... Wait, what? Alright, I'm going to pretend that that did not happen. But Hulk, you're really not going to like what's going to happen here. Alright, so we did a couple thousand damage there, pretty easily. Next up, we have the Dark Claw. This is going to be one that is also kind of overpowered, and also very strange. Like, a Dark Claw, that's the best I could come up with. But of course, in all seriousness, I actually do like this weapon. Shooting it out, though, you're going to shoot out these energy balls, and they seem to pierce through almost anything. So even if you have Odessas lined up just like this, it really doesn't matter. This ball is going to go through all of them, at least you'd think. For some reason, when you go through a few NPCs, by a few I mean this much, the ball just kind of sits there, and anything that walks into that ball afterwards will pretty much die instantly. So, very, very powerful and good at taking out a line of enemies. Now, of course, I've been using this thing conservatively. You don't need to. You can absolutely spam it if you want. And then we go into the machine gun, which is similar to the chain gun, although I don't think it's as powerful. Yeah, the chain gun definitely does shoot quite a bit faster. No right click once again. Now do keep in mind that some of these weapons will have some alternate fire, which we will get to very soon. But shooting Odessa here, we can see it is definitely not as powerful as the chain gun, but still plenty enough for standard NPCs. Also, if you guys want to know, this is a really cool map. Just whatever you do, don't fall down to the ground. Alrighty, next up we have the plasma rifle. Now this is where things start to creep into admin territory. So what do I mean by that? Well, left click is going to shoot out these energy balls at an absolute incredible rate. So much so that it doesn't even seem right that you can shoot this much. I'm gonna go ahead and just show you guys. I mean, that's pretty close to admin territory. And of course it gets even better because right click is going to be the death laser. And if you thought that you had to only use one at a time, oh well, yeah, let's just say you can do both at the exact same time. This is honestly completely bonkers. I can see why it didn't make it into Doom. And it's even more fun when you have a bunch of ragdolls, because everything just goes flying in the air and then pretty much gets vaporized. And then we have the rifle, another machine gun. I can't help but think that they made the rifle, but then replaced it with the machine gun, and then replaced it with the chain gun. It just feels like these are like iterations of the same thing. But this weapon is going to try to be more accurate. You can sit back, you can shoot, and you can see it is pretty strong. You don't even need to get a headshot. You can pretty much shoot anywhere in the body, and it's a one-shot kill. Even on the foot. But what about right click? And this is where things get a little strange. It's a melee attack. Could you imagine a melee attack like this in Doom? I know you can punch in Doom, obviously, and even the chainsaw, but on your gun? Kind of interesting. But not nearly as interesting as the rocket launcher, a huge favorite of mine, and wow, did they go overboard with this. Are you ready to see the explosion radius of this thing? Pretty spectacular, if I do say so myself. This is definitely going to excel with large groups, but like I said, you don't need to hold back. You can just keep shooting and watch the carnage ensue. Alright, now I gotta see, how does this affect an NPC like the Hulk? And it doesn't actually do all that much damage. It mainly just has a huge impact radius, which again is going to be good for those groups. But now we're going into admin gun territory, and by this I really mean it because we have the Onmaker. Now I do believe you can get this in Doom Eternal, if I can recall. So what does this do? Well, first things first, what the hell even is this? Some kind of biological entity that is used as a projectile weapon. Left click is going to shoot out said projectiles, and then they're going to go absolutely apeshit over anything that even remotely resembles a body. As you can see, they're just kind of pouncing around attacking this poor dead Odessa. Now, as you'd imagine, this is going to be even more formidable with live NPCs. So let's go ahead and shoot this out. And they have homing properties, so it doesn't matter where they are, they're pretty much dead if I shoot this. Just be careful because, well, these things do not discriminate. They do not care who they hit. As long as they can bounce off of something fleshy, they will definitely do so. But if you want to clear out an entire room without wasting a bunch of ammo, this is absolutely the weapon to use. Fun fact, by the way, if you go ahead and shoot it without anything in sight, they just branch off and disappear into nothingness. Alright. We had to save the best for last. We have the BFG 2704. That is such a specific number. I'm not too sure about the significance of that, but definitely is an interesting name. And obviously, I mean, come on. The BFG, a tried and true weapon. And shooting this thing is about as busted as you might think. Left click does not do anything, but we don't need a left click. Let's go ahead and spawn in a bunch of NPCs here, and let's just go absolutely buck wild. Let's see what this does. So, just like that, they're all dead. Even though I didn't even aim at some of them, the balls just find a way to Odessa's face, which to me is kind of indicative of how he is all the time. Alright, so here we have a bunch of NPCs, but we're going to go ahead and just shoot this in the middle. I want to see if the balls can find their way to each of the NPCs we spawned in. Now, mind you, when I do this, I'm only clicking the mouse once. All of that happened with one mouse click. I didn't hold it for even more than a second, but we can see that the lingering effects aren't very large, and if you have a big enough group of NPCs, you're not going to be able to kill them all, but hey, you know what? Who cares? You can just keep pressing left click. You don't have to stop. So there you guys have it. That was the Cut Doom Weapons Pack, an absolutely phenomenal and pretty cool weapon pack. One that kind of peers into the past of what Doom could have been if these are actually cut from the first Doom, unless it's from some mod or something I don't know about. There's really not a lot of information on this weapon pack, except for the fact that they were made with Doom Bible concept, and I have no clue what that is. But regardless, if you want the chain gun, or the Dark Claw, which by the way, does not have a worldview model, there's a weapon for everyone, and I gotta say, these look pretty sick, and I thoroughly enjoyed showcasing this weapon pack. But I'd love to hear what you guys think down below. Do you think this is a cool weapon pack? Do you like Doom? Have you ever played it? Love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, you can leave suggestions down there as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, farewell.